Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Little Blue Fly. If this is your first time visiting, welcome, and I invite you to subscribe to my channel. So in today's video, I will be sharing many vintage collectibles. That is my new thing right now, picking up these vintage finds, either from thrifting them from Facebook Marketplace or eBay or antique storefronts. And I'm finding out here in the Northern Virginia area that it is just rich with vintage and antique finds that are to my liking for sure. Now, these items that I'm collecting, I want to be able to pass these down to my children or to my family members, and just so that they can have some meaning to them. You know, they can say, oh, I remembered how much Auntie loved this piece, or how much Mom loved using this piece during her holidays. And it's just really all about making those wonderful memories, everyone. So I'm really enjoying this new journey in my cottage. And today I will be decorating with some of these wonderful new vintage pieces. So that being said, let's begin, shall we? So we're going to work right here in this area, and we are going to begin with this fabulous Arthur Court collectible. It is his rabbit platter, and it has such a whimsy feel to it. I absolutely love this piece. Many different bunny rabbits in the front, and even it goes through to the back. So this piece I believe it was Facebook Marketplace, if I am not mistaken. That's where I found this beauty. Again, it is by Arthur Court, and it is a bunny platter. I just had to show this again. There is his stamp, Arthur Court. I was trying to see it when I was explaining this to you, and I couldn't find it. Just look how that just looks gorgeous up against the darker colors. And this is a vintage pitcher, a rabbit pitcher. Look at the handle. It has a little bunny right there, and then a couple of them up front. Actually, a few. And again, this is by Arthur Court. These are fabulous pieces to work with. And there is his stamp. Now for me, I don't necessarily have to put these away when spring is over, because I like bringing in the whimsy feel into my home. So I can decorate with these all throughout the year if I choose to do so. Now this is through Arthur Court again, and this is his roosters. They are vintage, and they're actually very hard to find these days. So here I've placed it on top, and here is the canister. There's many different sizes that are offered when you can find them. Just like about a year ago, it was much easier to come across these pieces, and now it's really difficult, and boy, have they raised the prices on these. But I absolutely love them. This is my tallest piece right here. Here we go with the smaller canister. And again, they have many different sizes. There's his stamp, Arthur Court. They have some that are even quite smaller than this one, and I wish I could find them, but I guess they're really rare. It's hard to get a hold of them. So I have 3 canisters. Just look at that, such goodness. Absolutely love these vintage pieces. Now, one, I will show it here in a moment. Here it is right here. He doesn't have a jar, and he doesn't have a jar because Bev accidentally kicked it. That's right, during the move, oh my gosh, I wanted to cry. I was devastated. I accidentally kicked the jar and it shattered. So, but what's nice is I can just place him around in different vignettes. So it's still a win-win. Now this vintage find came from an antique storefront. I wish I could remember the name. It was here in Virginia. And it does need some cleaning up, but I like this patina type finish that's going on right now. So I'm gonna keep it just like this. But wait till you see what I found to go in it. This has to be, well, it not has to be, it is my favorite flower out of all, and that is the hydrangea. So they actually had a box inside the antique storefront. As you can see, this one's kind of pressed. No worries, I can just turn it around. But they had a box filled with these for just $8. So I snagged them. Said, "You're coming home with me." And just look at that. Goodness gracious. Oh my goodness, such just beauty. Beauty, simple, just beauty. I love this. I just need to add one more thing to it and it will be perfect. I believe we all know what the one more thing is gonna be. That's right, my moss. I'm just gonna spread it around inside, and it just helps bring it even more to life, as you can see. So I just place it around in different areas between the floral stems. So this next piece right here is a cake stand, and I actually purchased this through Facebook Marketplace, and she used to be a cake designer and used this in her shop. And I thought perfect for placing the floral on top. It has that nice reflective property that I really like working with so much. This is, I would have to say, okay, this is called a cash pot, or some can call it cash pot, or some people just might call them planters, but I will be referring to them as cash pots. This was purchased from a gal out of New York City. It was a Facebook Marketplace find, and I am just loving all this silver and the aged goodness all over it. And this is my new passion, cash pots. So I'm on the lookout for them, and they have to be vintage or antique. Beautiful piece. As you can see, it goes well with all of the other pieces. And this one right here, this is for sure an antique. It's a cash pot. Has the rings around on the side, and then the braided metal going through. and all the detailing, and look at all the rust and the just antique goodness right here. Absolutely gorgeous. I love this piece. And look in the inside, as you can see, they had their plants in here. So with cash pots, you can put dry floral in them, or you can just, a lot of people use real floral and they place their pot inside this decorative pot. Love the clawed feet. It's going to be a joy to work with cash pots. So I just feel that this collection is just really working well with one another. The majority of these pieces will probably be in my kitchen area. For now, anyhow. That can change. This piece right here was just a huge find. Another Facebook Marketplace find. This is a porcelain bowl, and it comes from, and it is vintage. These are very rare and hard to find. It comes through Bombay. As you can see, someone had an arrangement in it, and there's a little bit of glue down there, and I'll work on getting it off. And it sits on top of, and look, you can still see the foam inside underneath the ring. This truly is in excellent condition. It sits on top of a brass pedestal, very heavy, solid piece. And it comes from Bombay. Now, when I purchased this piece for $40, and when I just looked on the internet, there are a couple out there right now. One is $160 and the other's $130 something. Beautiful piece to work with. I am so pleased with all of my new finds, and I'm very excited to start decorating with them. And sharing with you all, of course. That's the best part. So now what I would like to share with all of you is how I am going to decorate the inside of my Arthur Court canisters for spring. So this greenery right here, oh my goodness, it comes from Hobby Lobby, and I absolutely love the colors, but I sort of have a bone to pick with Hobby Lobby. So these are the exact same flowers. One's $3.29, the other's $2.99. And it just has different SKU numbers on it, so it's having the different pricing. But that's not so much. What gets to me is just this one little pick right here. This one little pick is $3.29. And you cannot find inside the store or any other one that looks even close to the colors or the shape. So I was kind of stuck, and I had to purchase them. And you cannot ever find these on sale. They never go on sale. But I just had to have them, and they are perfect. They're gonna be perfect. This bird's nest was purchased from New River Pottery in North Carolina. And then I'm going to be working with some pears. Now these pears, they are $2.99 a piece, but I did get them 50% off. Now Hobby Lobby does sell them in a bag, and it is less expensive than going this route, but I wanted the smaller pears. I didn't want them to be so large. And as you can see, the ones that come in the bag are quite large. So I would only be able to get a few in my canisters. So the ones in the bag are really the best to use in large bowls. And I'm gonna stick with the smaller ones for inside the canisters for now. They have the gorgeous yellow and green. So we're gonna start with this large jar right here, carefully removing the top. And then just with one stem, well, I'm gonna put 3 stems in each container, and I'm just gonna bend the ends and sort of just fan out the branches, because I didn't want the bottom of my jar to look empty, and that's why I'm placing in this floral. Because one could really just put pears in there, but I just think that it just adds more texture, depth, beautiful color. It's just an eye catcher for me. And then the last one, I'm just gonna let this go straight up the back part of the canister. I'm already loving how the leaves actually are coming through the glass. And now I'm just going to place in the pears, and I'm going to use 5 of them. And I'm just going to have them going in different directions. Gives a nice visual. And let the leaves just go in between the pears. And it's just that simple. I'm loving these colors inside these jars. And then just carefully put the rooster back on top. Here I have it sitting back. I actually went back in and played with the leaves a little bit more and pulled them through. And I'm just gonna demonstrate it one more time. 3 picks, bend it like an L shape and fan them out. And again, I place it at the bottom, just so it won't be empty. This one's not wanting to bend. So I'm just gonna pull it out and go up higher, see, up on the stems, and bend it. It's nice and fanned out. And I'm just gonna place it up front, tuck it in there, and just continue the process with the second one. Look at those variegated colors. They're just lovely. And then the last one, it goes straight up. Just fan them out and keep it straight up. No bending of the pick. This was super easy and fun. And now I'm going to add in the pears. You know, one could really add more in here. And you know, now that I'm sitting here and I'm chatting with you all and I'm showing you this, what comes to my mind? Berries, Bev. Get some berries and put them in there. So I will be doing that. I will be using some of my blackberries that I purchased from Hobby Lobby inside these canisters. The ideas just keep coming. Just tuck this one off to the side and see how the leaves are coming through. That's what you're trying to achieve, to blend them through really good. We're going to put the lid on top. Now for the small one, I wanted something different. I didn't want to do the pears again. So this is what I was planning on doing. You'll see I'm putting the moss inside the jar. Make sure to spread it out. I mean, this idea literally came to me when I was doing this. And this bird's nest, well, as you can see, it's wider than the jar, right? But no worries, because I can actually put it in and put it down in the jar. But after I seen that, I completely changed my direction in what I was going to do with this immediately. And you'll see what I decided to do. So I just left the moss in there. I didn't even worry about taking that out. And I have these stems that are $2.99 from Hobby Lobby. Again, these are the ones that don't come on sale. And you pay so much for one pick, but that's okay. It's okay. Take the tags off, and I'm going to be doing the same exact thing with these picks. I apologize for not having these tags off sooner, but this was just a spur of the moment idea. And even though I have it in my head, this is what I want to do now, it doesn't mean it's going to turn out and I'm going to like it. But spoiler alert, I absolutely loved it, and it is going to stay the way that I'm making it right now. So I'm just bending them and then fanning out the branches. Went up higher on the stem. And I'm just loving this limelight, you know, the green and the yellow colors. I just can't get enough of them right now. So measuring this, I see it's a bit tall because the jar is smaller, so I'm going to bend it just a little at the end. And I'm going to place it in the back. Now the next thing, because it is a smaller jar, I'm just going to add one large pear. But as you can see, this pear is green. I didn't record it, I apologize. And it was just, it was camouflaging a bit too much. So the pear inside the jar, I did go back and change. And now I'm just simply going to place the moss on top. And I'm sure many of you are wondering, okay, where is she going with this? No, I'm not going to put the rooster on top. I'm going to put the darling nest on top. Love it. Love it. Just one of those things that happen, you know, when you're decorating, you think it's going to go one direction and it goes a completely different direction. And I'm going to keep the rooster down in front of the canister. So I used 3 stems and 1 pear, moss, and the nest on top. So as you can see, I changed the pear inside the small jar. So much better, right? Yes, I think so too. That yellow inside all of that green, just beautiful. I love these spring Arthur Court canisters. And again, just Google Arthur Court rooster canisters and they'll come up. But don't let that price shock you too much because, oh goodness. But they're fabulous collectibles to keep around and to pass to your family members, to your children. Goodness right here. And here are all of my fabulous new vintage and antique collectibles for the cottage, and I couldn't be more pleased, everyone. They are just absolutely perfect.